Thank you, Eric. I love you and what you represent in this race. In 2000, I won my seat on the Board of Supervisors in District 6. And it was because a lot of you in this room put up in the district and did what needed to be done. And that means not just engaging in phone banks and knocking on doors and getting the message out. But if you remember back in 2000, we were building a movement. And we were building a movement to take San Francisco back, to have real neighborhood power, to have neighborhoods like this one, the Mission District, like many of the eastern neighborhoods, have some say and a seat at the table when the decisions were getting made about our communities. And we weren't at the table in the late 1990s. We were totally shut out. And this neighborhood saw some of the most devastating impacts of bad development that San Francisco has seen. I remember Eric Quezada back in the 90s talking to me about the problem with the live-work lofts going up in the Mission District. I remember Eric Quezada at the table talking about forming a neighborhood-wide organization to engage everyday people in the political process and the decisions that impact their community. Eric Quezada was there when the Mission Anti-Displacement Coalition was formed. Eric Quezada is still there, working with the Mission Anti-Displacement Coalition. And this is an organization that is a movement organization that helped transform the politics in San Francisco. And for the supervisors who are colleagues of mine who largely owe their seats to people like Eric Quezada, to you in this room who are not on this campaign, it's a shame. But it's time for some new blood on the Board of Supervisors. We have an exciting slate of candidates, not just here in District 9, but in districts across the city. And let me talk about some of the candidates on District 9 for a moment. There are good people running, in this race who are not named Eric Quezada. It's true. They're nice guys, people with decent politics. But there's only one movement candidate for supervisor. And that movement candidate is Eric Quezada. And when you have movement candidates, and then you elect movement candidates, and you keep the movement strong, and you keep neighbors engaged, and you keep the politics real, then you keep that elected official accountable. Eric's roots run deep. We know he's been in this district, I like to say 20 years, but I think it's been 19. He's the only one with the roots and the issues that matter on the Board of Supervisors. Half of my job is land use. It's really boring lots of the time, and there are very long hearings. But half of what we do with the Board of Supervisors is land use. There's no better expert on land use issues, not just running for office, but in the city and county of San Francisco than Eric Quezada. We deal with issues like immigration and attack on immigrants right now related to those really horrific and tragic murders in the Excelsior. But there's a backlash against immigrants right now. We need an immigrant rights activist. We have one, a long-time one, in Eric Quezada, on issues like tenant rights. Perhaps more important issue in terms of the diversity of San Francisco than protecting rent-controlled housing and building new affordable housing for the diversity of San Francisco. The tenant activist, the affordable housing activist, is Eric Quezada. Eric Quezada is our candidate because he is the movement candidate. We're the movement. It's incumbent on us not just to get out there and elect Eric Quezada in the next 2 months and a good slate of candidates around this city, but after we elect them, to keep the movement strong so we can make sure that the future of San Francisco is all of our future. With that said, I love Eric Quezada. Let's go get it done. Eric Quezada.